Alright, hey guys, so before we get into the footage, I'd like to steal your attention for a couple of minutes. The reason being is I want to have a little bit of a preface going into the video. So about a month ago, I believe maybe a little bit before that, I had put kind of another video out, I guess an announcement maybe, that I was going to be in a gig. I was going to be playing a live gig, and I was going to be bring you guys along, so this is obviously going to be the footage. I wanted to do this real quick though, so that you guys are kind of ready for it. So first and foremost, I'd like to say that no matter what, I had a great time playing. I had a lot of fun playing the gig. It was really fun. I had played with some of the people before. A few of them I hadn't. So it was kind of a, I don't want to say a learning experience, but it was almost like whenever you get to play with people that you've been playing with before and people that you haven't, there's kind of a good learning curve to the chemistry of the band there. The people that I had played with, they had played with the others. So it was almost like a trifecta. I had played with them, they had played with them, but I had never played with them, right? So, excuse me. So it's actually going to be kind of cool. But the other thing about this gig though, everybody has regular jobs, right? None of them are actually professional artists. I will say this, there's one of the vocalists, I actually talked to her afterwards, and she is very, she's a great band leader, very structured at practice. I enjoyed thoroughly being able to play on the songs that she was singing. So she, I will say, is probably the most professional, ethical-wise, I guess if that's a term, her approach to it, right? So anyway, the downside of whenever you have people who work and then they're coming from work is if they get off work late, most of anybody who out there has done a gigging musician or artist where you have work is there's going to be times whenever you are running late, and thus you run late from getting off work, you run late the rest of the evening. Especially if you're planning on doing something right after work, it makes you late to that. We had a time that we were going to start setup and get everything done. We basically, long story short, got about an hour to hour and a half behind schedule. Now, we had told each other, like, we're going to plan to be done by 5:30. We don't start playing until 7. So we had an hour and a half of rest time, whatever, just hang out, get loose before the concert. And obviously that hour and a half, I say, it didn't get us right up to the moment. But what happened was, instead of us being done at 5:30 and having an hour and a half to relax, we got done at about 6:10, 6:15, so we only had about 45 minutes. And that was our time to kind of get something to eat, do all that stuff, just kind of hang out, socialize with each other. Anyway, so the other thing is, I had told you guys my plan was to have my in-ear system, which I was being able to use it, but I was going to have the audio running to the camera. And I found a really easy way. It actually made me think twice about my cover videos in the future. A lot easier way to do it than that, of what I was doing. So I had everything set up. The downside was we had a lot of technical difficulties getting set up. So not only were we a little bit late and behind on getting things going, but we had some things that we encountered. So with all that being said, you're not going to hear really any EQ drums. The guitarists that were in front of me, they had their actual cabinets. So the keyboard, for example, I had a ton of keyboard because they couldn't hear hardly any of it because they had their monitor, right? They were all using a monitor and they had their own cabinets, and the whole situation played out differently than what we were hoping. I talked to the bass player a couple days after, and she even mentioned to me that, man, we've never encountered that many issues at a gig. So that was kind of an odd thing for all of us too, which made me kind of feel a little bit better about it because I'm like, you know, they don't normally have that. But anyway, so second, the biggest next thing is this is a lot of playing time. I don't know how long we went for, but it's quite a while. So this is going to be on a playlist on my channel, Destiny Deeper Tour, and I'm going to do this as parts. Each one might be 2 or 3 songs, at least 2 songs, possibly 3, and just the songs that I feel make the cut personally, and maybe ones that I know there was a couple that we honestly, it didn't feel tight like it did at practice, and I want to be able to give you guys good stuff. So the biggest thing I think, between me to you guys, especially the drummers out there and live musicians, is you know how live gigs can go. I'm even listening to a song that from practice I rushed it. I innocently rushed it without realizing it, and once we were going, we were going. So unfortunately that happened, but hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's go ahead and roll some footage.
Before the storm, I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Quite a bit of that lately.